Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to any new subscribers. I'm happy and pleased to have you here, and I hope you stay for a good long while. Bring a friend with you next time. Click subscribe if you haven't already anytime while watching this channel, including right now, watching this video, including right now. Today's topic, the purpose of the lie. So, lying does not exist without a purpose. Now, I know my channel is Sheri Lewis Speaks Truth, but we first have to address what a lie is, right? We need to address what a lie is. I never really talk about the lie part. So let's talk about the lie. Let's talk about why you lie. A lie has to have a purpose unless you are just by nature a liar and everything about you, you just lie. Otherwise, a lie has a purpose. So what's the purpose of a lie? A purpose is to hide the truth. A purpose is to be deception. A purpose is to one up a person. A purpose of a lie is to not deal with something as it is in its present stage. Now, see, that's denial. That's fear. That's irresponsibility. That's going to be painful. And everything about a lie eventually will be painful because what it does is it disturbs the person by which you're lying to. That's why you're lying. Now, to some degree, you could say in order to lie to that person, you care enough about them not to tell them the truth. As in a couple videos, I gave the example is when my godfather was ill and no one told me at the time because they knew I'd freak out and I did just that, unfortunately. Well, they knew me better, I guess. um, but when a person lies for an extended period of time by which the truth now begins to what I would call what's the better word? Because it's not, what's the better word? It's not immerse. What's the better word? The truth begins to, the lie begins to intertwine with the truth. And such to the point to where it's so braided up and so engaged and entangled together, it's hard to take apart what's real and what's not. And sometimes a person had lived a life for so long, they're not even the person you think you know that you may be living with. Let me give you an example. This is a true story, and you could research it on your own. A woman finds out that a man she had, it was a horrible story. It was just actually right before COVID. A man that she had quickly dated, he wanted to marry her so soon. Now, well, see, that's a red flag. But he wanted to marry her so soon. They had a very quick uh, courting and then marriage. She married a man that she had not enough information about, and only to find out that he had been in prison and he had falsified his profile by which she met him, and he had a dark history, and it was very bothersome. Now, because a person's in prison doesn't mean that they're not dateable. So I'm just telling you about him. Because a person puts something that's not completely 1,000% accurate at this time in their profile doesn't make them a liar. They're just trying to enhance their profile. People do it in their resumes all the time. Trust. Trust. Um, and so I'm not saying that. I'm not saying to be completely, sometimes you say, oh, I'm 5'7" and I weigh 120 pounds. Well, you're going to be 5'7". That's not going to change. But maybe when you see the person realize you don't weigh 120, you're more like 140. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about misleading. That's just enhancing who you are. This guy did everything to mislead this person. And he was living a double life, only to find out that he had married two or three women across the states. And whenever he said he went out for work, he would go to another state and come back with money from that woman's account he had taken and put into the other woman's account, but it made it look like he was working. And none of those women were ever smart enough to say, let me see a pay stub, because the money was coming in. Now, I know for myself, I ain't got no time to check nobody. As long as you're doing what you got, I don't have no time for that. However, my natural instinct as a woman would click in. My energy will tell me something was up. But whatever, that's them. Needless to say, he had married three different women, one East Coast, one West Coast, and one I think it was mid-southern state. And he was traveling, living in as a married man to all of them. Some he had children with. And they found out because he got a letter to the last woman he married. And it came from a prison, one of the prisons. I guess he had been in a couple times, but she was curious and she opened it. And it was a letter from an inmate by whom he had been having an affair with in prison. Well, this set her off. She was like, "What? You're also gay?" So she couldn't wait for him to get home. When he got home, she plowed into him. And you know what the first thing he said? After she found that out, you know what the first thing he said? "How dare you open my mail?" How dare you open my mail? He said, "I could charge you with the federal." Now he's getting defensive. "I could charge you with federal, whatever, however you open somebody else's. Is it addressed to you? It's addressed to me. How dare you?" And he confronts her and they have an argument. And she wants nothing to do with it because she was really the high earner out of all of it. He had married three women who were pretty well to do independently. Now that's scary. So it took her forever to divorce him, and he began to threaten her with violence and all of this other stuff because he wouldn't tell the truth of the matter. Long story short, he ends up, her daughter had been wanting, her middle age, I said 25, 26-year-old daughter, was trying to help her mother get out of this and secure all of her funds and get his name off of everything. She had been married to him for about 3 years now, and so he, could have some of her, I guess, earnings. The daughter got involved and was doing research and began to find more and more about him, and he attacked the daughter. And in the end, the daughter had to stab him, and he ended up going to the hospital, and that's how they retained him and arrested him again. Now, this is a harsh story, but this is a true story. And this is an example as to the extent a person will go to hide who they really are. And you think you thought you knew the person enough to even love, marry, and be intimate with it. Well, if you're married, you're intimate. Be intimate with this person who has been lying. Oh my God. I just think this is awful. And there she was. So now from this falsified life he's living, he caused her trauma. He caused her pain. He caused her a deep hurt. He caused her daughter she has two daughters, but the one daughter that stabbed him, now, even though she was in self-defense, she has a criminal record for stabbing somebody because this guy knew the judicial system. He knew that he could file charges against her. Now, her upstanding daughter, who was going to an Ivy League college, has this assault charge. All of this from one no good guy. You see. So the lie can be so dressy, so fabricated, such a costume, such a fraud, so good looking that you have no idea it's a fake lie. So we have to be prepared, you guys. I love you. Be prepared for truth and dig for that. Because after all, your life, your children's life, your community, people around you, you bring that person into all of that. In this case. But the truth we don't know about because of a lie. But ask questions about that. And be intent on listening. Be intent on listening. I have found that people now this is often they do it. We all do it, but a lot of people do it. Liars do it. as as they're talking, you're hearing your own thoughts about what they're talking about. And when we do that, we don't hear their actual words because we are translating what they're saying through our own thoughts. And that's an error. So stick with the conversation. Stick with the person. Stay focused on the person so you can hear. And you will hear whether they are telling you the truth or not. And let me tell you the number one way you'll find that out. They will speak enough by which they're cross-referencing by which they're talking about don't line up. And there's your lie. That's for you to start asking. The person, oh, you sure ask a lot of questions. You say, no, I'm interested in your story. I'm interested in you. Tell me more about that. And you can really mean it because maybe you are trying to get clarification. Maybe you're not trying to cast them in a lie. Maybe you're trying to get clarification. I know I do that. I want to know if it's a kid, I want to hear about that kid. What you did at school today. You know, all of that because you're genuinely interested. But you also need to safeguard yourself. Ourselves, safeguard ourselves. Because again, a liar has a purpose, and the purpose is something they want hidden from you. And that's what you need to find out why. Okay? So stay protected. And I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click like. Please click subscribe. Do me a favor. Bring a friend with you next time. Take care. Bye.